timeless romantic soulmate read. I'm your reader, fellow earth sign Virgo that I am, Mark Angelo, Lyons. Mal, for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, my legacy, unless I write a second, well, actually technically third book, and creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, and the Archangel Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my fellow earth signs. I love me some Taurus. So if you are new to the channel, what we are about to do is a part one of a part two. There is an extended reading for this available on VIMEO.com. It's the first link in the description box if you want to pay per view, or for $5 a month you can get all of the extended readings I do, past, present, and moving into the future on Patreon. And not popping it up again. Don't want to overuse the magic today. That being said, it is a contract read. I was raised by a lawyer, so we're going to have party number one, party number two, and a center lane, so to speak, for the state of the contract, where they are, what clause in the contract, what's seen in the movie, which chapter in the book, if you get the idea. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs, because we all got more than one relationship going on, but these are the romantic soulmates. And there are lots of links in the description box defining soulmate and twin flame, a newer definition. I've done a bunch of videos about it over the past 4 years, 4 years, but I learned it from Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher. We're using his mantra deck, last card down, the healing mantra deck by Matt Kahn. So go check it out. The video is called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. I think you'll find it quite the revelation, and a much healthier version than what we've been dealing with since Plato. Yeah? Mickey Mouse's dog was gay. Anyway, so let's get up in this gig. Focus on your breath if you can. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. And before we get into this, we're going to have fun. But I'm well aware of what's going on planet Earth, at least at the time of this recording. There's still freaking war going on in the Ukraine. So your romantic soulmate contracts are really important. Soulmates help each other heal. And through the quantum entanglement of soulmate contracts and unity consciousness and all that, we help the world heal. So this planet needs more love than fear, right? More compassion than hatred. So you go through what you're going to go through, and I'm going to go through what I'm going to go through. But it might be the only way that we can have some direct effect on what's going on planet Earth, at least vibrationally, energetically, by fulfilling our contracts. Yeah. So I guess that's about it. Let's do this. Breathe. Let's see how serious this gets. Still point. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. We're putting party number one here, party number two here. They're going to have to figure out which one they are. There can be mirroring. There can be a lot of resonance between both sides, so take it as it comes. So party number one. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of party number one, affecting their electromagnetic whoosy-whatses, the soul power being developed from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, and what's going on for party number two in this Taurus collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. Well, this is in the title. They always are. The Orphan, Child, and the Poet. Now, the Poet just came up yesterday as Party A in the Aries read. So, in case you are dealing with an Aries, or you have Aries placement as well, you might want to look into this. So, this is the Survival Family archetype and the Creative Family archetype. Now, we're not talking literal children here with the Child archetype. The Survival Family, there are 9 different families. The Survival Family is the first one you learn about in a book called Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S, but she's a PhD. Genius. She truly is a genius. Her work has been so pivotal in my healing for surezies. There's the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. I know they sound bad, but all archetypes are neutral. As toxic as they sound is as brilliant as they are, from shadow to light. So everybody has a child archetype because everyone was a child. Like, nobody gets around that, right? Everybody has to come through the birth canal, so to speak. Well, literally, not just so to speak, literally have to come through the birth canal, be a child, and grow up. But not everybody has the orphan child archetype. So the shadow attribute is what's being healed here for party number 1. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. And you don't have to be literally orphaned. I was not literally orphaned. I was symbolically orphaned. Gay purple-haired witch from a Catholic, Irish, Italian family. Yeah, stick out like a sore thumb, because here's the tea, here's the light, here's what you're shooting for if this is you. Independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. Hells yeah. That's me. I don't know that I'm in this reading. I'm not dating anybody right now, thank you very much. It's me and my gods and my career on the top of the list. Let's talk about the poet, though. Creative family archetype. The shadow attribute turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. There once was a man from Nantucket comes to mind. Been there, done that. It was that big. The light attribute you're shooting for is expressing soul insights in symbolic language. So, can you imagine this orphan child kind of maybe having a bad day? Right, a down day. We have all sorts of soulmates, right? Family. My mom and I are a soulmate contract, right? We help each other heal. It's not romantic. This is the romantic one. So you can imagine someone who's really feeling a little lost, a little dejected, a little abandoned, right? But learning how to go it alone, right? Learning how to survive physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And this poet just sort of like, hey, life is a highway. We're going to ride it all night long. Let's try and keep it light. Trying. Okay, so these are the archetypal bones of the reading. You're getting like 16 cards, I think, in this reading, and like 33 in the extended if you want to check it out. So what we're going to do is going to take Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the Orphan Child. We're going to take the Mythic Tarot for the Poet. We're going to do Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit, and an element spread to see where they are in this contract. And then in the extended readings, we're going to switch decks. So this will represent, right, we've got the 8th chakra for both of them. This will represent the heart, third eye crown for the orphan child. This will represent the root, sacrum, solar plexus chakras, the feminine energy, the masculine energy, but it's not really a masculine, feminine energy read necessarily. It could be read that way. Because they're going to switch, right? I'm going to, in the extended, I switch it over. And plus we get another archetype at the top. Very first card in the extended reading is seeing the clause of the contract. What's the name of the story that they're actually in? So let's do this. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, heart, third eye crown for the orphan. Please take a nice deep breath. And of course you can have more than one child archetype. I'm the divine child, the magical child, the nature child. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. The eternal child. I just don't fucking age. I mature, I just don't age. Breathe. Still point. You hear kitties crunching in your beds. More. Still point. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of Earth, the sign of Taurus, powers of the North, please, 5 cards, element spread for this orphan child in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy-wise, in progress, most likely. Satisfying romantic soulmate contract. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. 10 of Cups, the ecstasy. So the orphan child really wants those cups to overflow inside. They want their heart open. They want to feel it all. All the fun stuff. 10 of Cups is my true love card. So they really want the real deal. They want it. They don't just want to be in love. They want to be love. Got it? Okay. That's pretty PDC, pretty damn clear. All right, what's the element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire? So they can manifest that heart's desire in this romantic soulmate contract read. Please leave the right card in my hand. Element of Earth. We've got the Hermit card, in this case, the Wise One, the Kaliach. Kaliach, riding a gray horse over what looks like Stonehenge, I don't know specifically Stonehenge, carrying a wand that is radiating light. So that hermit being up in a high altitude, seeing things, but alone, right? So what they have right now, when it's a major arcana, heart, third eye, crown, it's all 4 chakras, where cups are water, right? Or what? Obviously the heart, the emotional power. So what they've got going for them right now is the ability to pull back this loneliness, right? Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families, that feeling of being abandoned. They actually have a really good point of view, at least if they want it, if they want to see it that way, that they can see things that other people can't see. And that's the blessing of the orphan archetype. And let's get this out of the way. Kal-El of Krypton, Dorothy Gale, Harry Potter, Bruce Wayne, Bambi. I mean, how many heroes in our fairy tales, our story, I mean, Tony Stark. I mean, I could keep going, right? Mythological as well as contemporary. They're orphans, right? Because you got to find your own way. You don't have the tribal support. Not right, Sabby? You're not orphans. You're my babies. All right. So this is the crone of the Maiden, Mother, and Crone in this deck. So I like this. You know, this does not feel like an orphan that has no insight, right? And if you're watching my channel, and if this is you, I would say that was true. Breathe. My goddesses, what is their element of air, what they're thinking about this romantic soulmate contract read with the poet? Yeah, they're in conflict mentally, throat chakra, they don't know what to do. The Four of Flames is the Four of Wands. I know the engagement card, the wedding card in other decks, but not here. This is 2 archers facing each other with flaming arrows, but 1 dragon, right? What's the heart of the matter? What is the heart of the conflict? What's really going on here? Fire, throat chakra. So they're thinking about it. Element of air, but they don't know what to do. They're conflicted, right? It could be a thing of trust if they have been abandoned or betrayed, right? Trust is damaged, but every opportunity of betrayal gives us an opportunity to cultivate its opposite, which is trust, but trust of ourselves, trust of the divine, trust in our intuition, which for an orphan child is a power they just have to develop, right? A survival kind of intuition, to really trust what they're not maybe so much what they're feeling emotionally, but what they're feeling in their instincts, lower 3 chakras. So that should be interesting to see. Let's see what's going on here in their element of water, since we've got such a strong element of water in their fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for. My goddesses, what's going on? My goddesses of Earth, sign of Taurus, powers of the North. For the element of water, for this orphan child archetype. Yeah, 4 of Cups. It says literally on the card, sorrow. Maybe it is sorrow they are feeling. That, of course, that would be why they want to go from the 4 of Cups to the 10 of Cups here. They want that 6, that balance, right? That lovely 6 of Cups vibarino. But that could also be deep depression. That could also be meh, right? We see a woman here sitting by a seaside, or, you know, some body of water with the waves ebbing and flowing, 3 cups knocked over, but 1 behind her. So the conflict here, if this is a more dominant feeling about love and romance in general, that 4 of Cups, like, meh. I mean, it's not the 5. The 5 would come next, obviously. But they're 2 4s. 4 of fire, 4 of flames in the air, 4 of cups, water in the water. So at least they should be resting right now. I would say mental, emotional rest is probably a good idea. 4s are numbers of rest and regaining stability before the 5, the change. My goddesses, the card of spirit, the point of view of the soul that was chosen to incarnate and play the role of this orphan child in this Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this poet archetype, and their soul is saying, look, Seven of Blades. You have got major... sorry, Eight of Blades. Sorry, you have got major decisions to make. This is Chokhmah. I believe an Israeli desert goddess of the winds, right? Chokhmah is also one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life. I would look into it. Well, I'll give you the spelling on here. There are different spellings. Hokhma. I've seen it with a C in there as well, I think. Please don't cancel me. I don't remember. I'm 53. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. So there are decisions, but the thing is, the soul is saying you've got so many decisions to make here. She's juggling scimitars, well, scythes, I guess, right? Sickles. She's juggling some sickles there, 8 of them. And if you think about the 8 of Swords, you know, traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it is blindfolded and bound. We've got someone here, this orphan feels very isolated, in conflict mentally, not feeling so great. I mean, like I said, the Four of Cups could be depression at its extreme, but I get why they want what they want, but what they have to help them get there is the actual situation. There is a gift in them being on their own right now in hermit time. Heart, throat, third eye crown. Okay, so we see you get a little flavor of that, not like a little fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Let's look at the poet. This is going to be lower 3 chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus. The external energy, the masculine energy, looking at them from the outside in, them looking from the inside out, can be some of that, all of that about their relationships. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Taurus, powers of the north, 5 cards in clarity, element spread for the Taurus collective, for the poet archetype in this, the one with the poet archetype in this Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, in progress. Satisfying, soothing, sexual, romantic, soulmate, contract. What's their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for. What their hearts desire. Just no? Okay, not that one. Please leave it in my hand. Element of fire for the poet in this contract. Read the sun. So I think they kind of want the same thing. The sun is, this is Apollo, right? Now, Apollo, as far as a lover, it didn't go too well for him. He's that golden child, the golden boy, right? So successful, but goes home usually to an empty castle, right? Lives alone. So there might be some shared stuff there. However, if this is not them from the outside looking in, right, as this radiant, bright, artistic, creative poet, I mean, yeah, no, I am pretty sure that the Aries reading got this card too. So I remember saying he's the father of the muses, and 2 of the muses are poetry, erotic poetry, and I think epic poetry. Is the other one. So there is something very highly creative. This person could be very, very radiant from the outside looking in, but also wanting something clear and healthy and no deceptions, no lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions. Straight up clear, because you don't want to screw around with Apollo. No. He will burn you alive for your lies. That's why I don't lie. Well, learning how to say things compassionately. Truth without compassion is brutality. His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I try and live that way, but I'm from New York and I got mouth on me. Hey, caccherone. So that sun card there, I will say what they want is happiness. They really do want that. They want to shine their light at full capacity. They want to have something happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. This one really wants it emotionally on the inside. This one really wants it in the physical world. I like this. I like this a lot. Element of earth, my gods. What's the fuel that feeds the fire to help them manifest their heart's desire in this romantic soulmate contract? I feel you. I feel you. Is that 1 or 2? I can't tell. It's 2. I knew it. With this orphan archetype, what is the poet's element of earth? The fuel to feed the fire and manifest their heart's desire. 2 of Swords. Okay. Now, to me, not a card of indecision, but a card of kind of trying to analyze and figure out the right thing to do. Element of air can definitely be about, well, this one or that. Yeah, I get why it's indecision, but decision is element of fire. This is going back and forth through analysis, like looking and then looking at that way and say, well, what's that do? Like comparing and contrasting. So where they are to help them do this is to really look at this from all sides. I mean, with that the 8 of Blades, Chokmah, here, there is some mental processing that needs to go on, because there might be beliefs in the way here from past stuff that just need to be healed. Now, they don't have to be healed before they meet, but I think if they meet and they're not healed, there's going to be stuff to come up, you know? So, you know, everybody's got to do what they got to do. Everything's scheduled in the divine timing of it all. So please, my gods, what are they thinking? Their element of air, since element of air seems right there in their earth. What are they thinking about this contract? Well, whatever they're thinking about this contract, it is deep, it is intuitive, and they're not talking about it. The High Priestess, Persephone Underground, Our Lady Underground. Thank you, the magicians, for making one of my goddesses into a woman of color on a TV series. Blessed be. I loved that show. Hale Appleman, brilliant. I loved that character. He's a good guy, I hear. So the High Priestess, right? This is like an intuitive thinking. It's the element of air. They are feeling something here, but they're keeping it to themselves. Now, I would like to point out the High Priestess here is standing between a dark pillar and a light pillar. A dark pillar and a light pillar. Again, a Kabbalistic reference. It's all through the tarot, at least the Rider-Waite version. So I'm going to say there is something really here about being the middle pillar, about being merciful. What is it? Severity and mercy, I think, are the two pillars. It's been a while since I've studied the Kabbalah and all of the paths, right? So trying to do this in the right way mentally while feeling all of this is tricky, right? Like, speaking truth without compassion is brutality. Trying to find the balance there mentally between severity and mercy. What's going on in their element of water? I'm not seeing any water here yet. 2 major arcana on this side, though, with that 2 of Swords. And you couldn't get different gods than Persephone and Apollo, seriously. Well, unless she's the lady of the Maiden of Spring or the Summer Lady. What's going on here for the element of water? Well, okay, Knight of Pentacles, the Virgo card. Emotionally, they're getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. Here we see a knight on a horse carrying a pentacle. The 4 knights of the tarot go at different speeds. If you've ever been horseback riding, there's walk, trot, canter, gallop. Pentacles is walk. I can do this. I can remember this. Pisces, cups, Knight of Cups is trot. Sagittarius is canter. And Gemini's gallop, of course it is, the fastest of them. So this is a slow and steady win the race, and although you can't see it in the card, there are beehives in the background. Something is being built here. They will get there, emotionally. They will get there. But they are taking their time with this and not talking about it. They're not talking about their feelings. If you two know each other, this orphan might be feeling abandoned, but they're going through their own process here. Kind of looking at the situation with that 2 of Swords to make sure they're doing this right. I don't get a bad feeling if what they want is something that is truthful and healthy and happy. A happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. They both want the same thing. This one wants it with the Sun. This one wants it with the 10 of Cups. All right, my gods. The card of Spirit. The point of view, the voice of the soul, chosen to play the role as of the poet in this soul contract with the orphan child, the 5 of Cups. So yeah, there is some emotional upset here, as we saw here, the 4, that they're feeling the orphan on this side. Here we have, look, it's like the soul is saying you have both experienced great heartbreak. You have both experienced great emotional upset by things being revealed that were not there earlier. Or at least in this case, right? At least for the poet, the soul is saying, look, you've been lied to before. I say that because this is Eros and Psyche. The whole suit of cups is about this particular myth. Eros, the son of Aphrodite. Psyche, the Greek word for soul, being, I think, a princess, if I remember correctly. And they get married without her seeing his face, because he doesn't want her to fall in love with him just because he's the god of erotic love. He wants her to love him for him, and I understand that. And then one night, she takes a peek, a drop of hot oil hits his thigh, and he gets pissed and takes off, right? So it feels like something has been revealed to you, if you are the poet here. I don't know if it's necessarily a betrayal, but it could have been the revelation of a lie, illusion, a deception, or the breaking of a delusion. You know, something definitely emotionally upsetting. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I don't think that's what that is. I think it's the soul really saying, look, both of you have been through this, but it feels like, right? Because here's, this one's doing 2 of swords in the element of earth. This one's doing 8 of blades in the soul. There's a lot of thought going into this, which I think is wise. But where's the heart, right? There seems to be some upset emotions here. 4 of cups in the element of water here, 5 of cups in the element of spirit. But what they want is worth it. I hope they can work it out. So guess what? We have 3 more cards, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. Right? 1, 2, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Sorry. Don't cancel me. The Whispers of Love Oracle. We're going to get 1 for each of them. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. Well, their own higher selves, one would think, but it is collective. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the orphan? In this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract with this poet. What do you got for the orphan? Great, I hear you. We'll put that one down there. And for the poet in this contract, let's get this on the table. The inspiration, information, insight needed to make the wisest decisions here. From the higher selves, I love it when it works. Like attracts like, and I feel like that's the case here for the orphan child. Like attracts like. If you're longing for more love in your life, and I would think with that 4 cups in the element of water, they are, you need to be more loving, particularly of yourself, which is what I think the opportunity is, for them to give themselves the love that only they can give themselves. I really feel like there's a specific heart chakra frequency, like a radio station, you know, on a FM, whatever. Don't make me do math. That is that vibration that only we can give ourselves, right? No one else can, even if they want to, even if they try to, they just can't, right? They can't hit that note. There's a difference between C and C sharp and C flat, right? I don't C flat, I C sharp. So like attracts like here. It does feel like the 2 of you have been drawn together, whether you've known each other before, or you haven't met yet, or this is a comeback, because any of these can be true in any of these soulmate contracts. But what I love here is the poet's got practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. I think these 2 have a lot in common, thematically, but maybe not literally. I just heard boop boops. If the garbage truck comes, I will pause this video. Although we only have 1 more card left. So like attracts like, I get that. Practice compassion, truth without compassion is brutality. It does feel like if the poet can really sense the conflict that this one is in, that mental conflict with that emotional meh to depressed, and that they are on their own, and there might be some lonely going on there, and they need not, again, be literally orphaned. Maybe they are literally orphaned. But sometimes you can be surrounded by an entire tribe of people and still feel like, I don't belong here. These are not my people. Work. Alright, last card down. Show me my beloved bulls. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. I really recommend. There's a link, there's a whole section in the description box. Videos on Twin Flames and Soulmates, I think it's called. Just a whole bunch of them. I entitled it. So let's see what the mantra is. Doesn't matter which one you are in this. We're only getting 1 of them. Because if you do it, Taurus or Crosswatcher, you're going to help each other heal. Breathe. Still point. Last card down as I call upon the ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law. Please, one card in clarity for the orphan child and the poet archetype in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. What's the perfect healing mantra? Make it specific. Make somebody who watching this just go, oh my god, I'm going to work that mantra. I'm going to play it like a fiddle from heaven instead of a fiddle from hell for a change. In this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Well, what's wrong thing? What does the orphan feel like? Like they don't fit in. Like they are, that the entire puzzle is missing. They're the piece, but the puzzle or the rest of it seems to be missing, right? And for this poet, you know, to uncover confidence. I love that phrase, uncovering confidence, because it's already in there. Confidence is an attribute of the soul, but the ego and the personality struggle, right? So think about it. The ego's here, the soul is here, the personality is in the middle. Like, which voice do I do? This is shadow and light, pain to peace, lead to gold. And I washed my hair last night, and it's just doing its own thing. So I'm going to read you from the bookie book. And then we'll do a little prayersy-waresy, and then we'll chat at the end if you're up for it. Are you up for it? My balls will chat a little bit after I give you the blessing. But first, let us uncover confidence. Breathe. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Because, by the way, it ain't unity without you. When confidence is uncovered, you are living from a place of renewed purpose. Right? There's a whole new purpose here for both of you. You know your place in the cosmos, and you are an expression of eternal light. That is just a truth. That is the soul. The soul is a manifestation of eternal light. The higher self manifests all these different souls to play all of these different roles and all of these different lives and planets and starseeds and blah, 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 right? So you're exactly where you need to be, both of you. There is no wavering on decisions or second-guessing your instincts. Confidence allows you the peace of mind to stand tall in your truth and to move forward courageously, knowing that anything that comes your way can only inspire the gift of endless expansion. So everything that you've been through has been about the soul expanding. That in order to be who you were born to become in this life, it couldn't have happened any other way. You've done nothing wrong. That's true of everybody. And I know, it seems impossible. The ego does not believe it. The soul knows it to be true. The personality has to do the journey, the hero's journey, right? This mantra is ideal for resolving insecurities. Okay? Easing personal concerns that could feel like on this side as well, right? Particularly with that Five of Cups in the soul position. And finding true safety in your body and in the world, I would think, for that orphan child as well as that poet, that sense of safety in the world, because it's hard to be vulnerable if you don't feel safe, and you don't feel safe if you've been lied to, if you've been abandoned, if you've been deceived. Lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions, which couldn't happen any other way for your soul to get here to where it is at this moment. And that doesn't mean you have to like it, but you can look at it differently. Course in Miracles says the true prayer for a miracle is, help me see this differently. Where is the gift? Where is the gift? You don't have to like the gift to ask, what is the gift? What is the benefit to this? So like I said, we're going to do a little prayersy-waresy, and then we will chat for a little bit. So last time, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in progress. That the orphan child may embrace their independence based on going it alone and conquering their fear of surviving, and that this poet can express soul insights in, I would say, compassionate, symbolic language, because this orphan wants the ecstasy card, the Ten of Cups, but they're on their own right now, but they can get the altitude that they need to maybe see this conflict in their mind a little bit differently, and hence give themselves the love that they need, balancing out that Four of Cups in their emotional field. While the soul says you have many decisions to make here, darling. You're not as blindfolded and bound as you might think you are. And so that this poet who very much wants something happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise with the Sun card in the fire has the information, just needs to sort through it with that Two of Swords, processing all of that. And in their element of air, their mind, they're not talking about it. They're going deep. They're just not talking about it, right? Like a poet shouldn't release their poetry until they're ready to. You know, it's gestating. It's a creative process. I get it. And there is a slow and steady wins the race process. I feel like this person is stalwart, right? Is steady, is willing to move ahead, is willing to do things wisely and well, but slow and steady wins the race is what they're doing, at least in this situation, because the soul is saying perhaps not just them, but both of them have really experienced, let's just call it heartbreak, right? Something is revealed. There was betrayal involved here in some way, shape, or form, or an omission of truth, sins of omission, it's called, where it's not that they lie necessarily, they just omit the truth. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm married, you know, that kind of shit. I've been there, done that, have the burnt jockstrap. So this can be a really, really, really tricky thing. But may they be blessed with all that they need, that this orphan child, that they can get, like attracts like. If they want to experience more love, they need to be more loving, at least to themselves. And that is a learning curve, a process for emotional survival. And for this poet, that they can practice compassion, seeing things from a different perspective, one would think, the orphan child's perspective, so that both of them can uncover confidence, because they are the missing pieces that complete the puzzle of the universe, and it's just not the universe without them, and they've got roles to play and contracts to fulfill, while they are divine beings, manifested souls on heroes' journeys in human bodies, so that they can experience the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contracts they've wanted for so long, for their well-being, and for the well-being of all. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So must be. And so it is. Yeah, pretty good read. I like it. Tricky, but I like it. Did you like it? Well, like it. Hit the thumbs up. Bling. Hope the Taurians and cross-watchers find it. It's just how the algorithm works. I didn't make that rule. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I highly recommend subscribing. Apparently, it's what people do. And if you want to go deeper, do you want to go deeper? You want to go deep, Taurus? You want all the extended readings, pay one price, then come play on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawingthecircle. Of course, there is also Vimeo.com if you want to pay per view. But I guess that's about it. Oh, and if you want a private read, I do these readings for clients all the time. There's a video in the description box, booking a reading with Mel. A YouTube video explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. So thank you so much for watching. A comment if you feel it. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved bulls. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.